Tube, what it do? Hey, forgive me if anything fly away, trying to get windy out here. They didn't want me to make this video. I hope that you are having a beautiful Memorial Day weekend, safe, enjoying the atmosphere, man. It's beautiful out here. You can just feel the rays. One of them days, you know what I'm saying? Everything's pleasant, feels well. Heat just feel good on your skin, not burning or nothing like that. Y'all see where I'm at? Y'all really, can you really see? Let me move them. I'm in a little relic place, where they throw all the bleachers and stuff. Y'all see that? That's where I'm at. You say, what are you doing there? You're usually pretty creative. That's not creative. There's a reason for the madness. With me, you'll always know there's a reason for the madness, okay? This is where they throw the old away, you know? Got new bleachers in the stadium. Stadium refurnished, new. You know what I'm saying? Got a new generation coming through there to watch and look, be entertained. But before they could bring them new stadiums in, blue bleachers and equipment and stuff like that in, what they had to do? They had to get rid of the old. Right? Before you can get anything new, you gotta get rid of all the old. So with us, it's the same thing. I tell you, when you started this channel, I kind of led you on that I didn't understand the purpose or whatever, but I did. I understood clearly. The purpose was to combine your understanding with those like-minded or those that see things for what they really are and not for what the society portrays or puts in front of us on our TVs, with our electronics, the gimmicks. We've detached ourselves from ourselves, basically. You come to a point where you understand that you're talking to so many that families are broken down, relationships are broken down, structures breaking down. It's not just hitting any particular culture. It's hitting everybody. Yeah. But we can recognize that it's hitting the black culture very hard. But it's hitting everybody. So this message is united for everybody. Something out there that it was just relationship. If you go into my first video, that catapulted my awareness of who I am and why now. Yeah, it's deeper. So I take you down this journey because for one to say what he is and what he feel he is, or she, when you peel back the layers, which we call devil, your evil, what chases you, what you've been through, your skeletons in your closet, what's hold you down, your lock, your chains. I said in my last video, the Catholics got it right. When they go in that booth and they confess to that priest, Minister Wood, that is, get it off their chest, let it go. So you can leave that behind so you can shed, they shedding it now. We can play with our imagination to say if that's right or wrong or whatever. You know, you go, you do you. But they got it right in some ways or form of practicing that. So this right here, understanding that I made that video, my channel, the therapy room. You know, I'm the #1 client, and for me to be even more than who I am, understanding that it's not necessary to play with it. The uniqueness that I show and the uniqueness that I have is just being simple you. Like really just be you. Show people you, the inner you, without gimmick, without, you know, having a whole bunch of money and, you know, a whole bunch of things. And you can be fly yourself, man. Don't think that I don't know that I attract that. Like many of you do. Who be raw and just divine with it, and I'm unapologetic with it. You know what I'm saying? Having that cup of tea with it. Simply lighting your sage. You mess around in Afghan bang in your car if you want to some Dr. Dre. Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. I can SSP some, SPS some Starbucks if I need to. So those type of people understand they don't take gimmicks and whole volume of antics to be a boss, to talk to people. Just take somebody's honesty, pure honesty. That's what captures, because pure honesty is what's left our society right now. Why we gotta be honest? Why would you ever ask yourself where my dishonesty got me? How far that got me? Cause I do. All the time, man. Because in our dishonesty, that's why we sit up here and hate on each other and dislike each other and turn a blind eye to a lot of madness that's around us and all that stuff. When we're not honest with ourselves, how can you be honest around you? That's just not. So I choose to come totally in front of my fears. Totally transparent, because understanding what my job is, what my mission is, beyond what I'm doing now or as my future goes forward, to it go forward. Understanding and hearing my goddesses, you know, unapologetic, telling me, yeah, you got Spelman Mortuary. Okay. Spelman Mortuary, huh? Shit, you dead already, bro. Hey, it is what it is, man. You want that smoke like that, shit. It ain't just me you got to fuck with, man. A lot of y'all seeing this realm exist. What we talk about exists. That's why you keep coming back. What are you gonna say now? It's gonna be the same, man. Same dude. Just telling the truth. So we get on it, man. Growing up in San Jose, you know, I was gonna do that, bring you that video, that masturbation. We're gonna hit it right here. Grew up in San Jose, man. I grew up in an environment that was sexually unrestricted, that was pro-sexuality. No color, because hell, when I look back and was able to look back, and one of these couple of you goddesses triggered me. So this is where this cover for you triggered. You unlocked a little bit of my Akashi record and allowed me to go in and just really dive, because I took that to heart. Some of the things you said, and I was trying to searching myself to what is it that what's going on, and so we're here. Um, but the environment, them having a mother that was, um, my mother was like the Fockers, they run around and they just free spirit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, nature, and it was nothing to see my mom streak around the house dancing and going to the bathroom, naked or something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Nudity was not frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? But in that, like I tell y'all that she was a goddess, imperial to me was because she had time, place, and everything for everything. So you didn't find my mother going out the house scampy, all this, that, that. Now she was a little lady for 5 foot. You look at her. Most of all of my wives said, "Your mom got a big butt." I bet your hell had a big butt when she was little, and she did. And I laugh because this last marriage, my son, my youngest son, who was very protective of his mother, and she has a little shape. She has a little shape for her thin body, and so the thing that sticked out was her butt. So he would always walk behind, and I would catch him. I would just shake my head and say, "Poor child," because I would do the exact same thing. She would have a thing on the weekend to walk back to walk to the flea market for whatever some reason. We had a car and everything. So that was an exercise, I guess. So it was like 6, 7 miles. And we walked to the flea market, and when we walked through downtown, I'd be all behind her because I was like, man, dude, looking at her butt. But anyway, that's enough. But sexual environment, and so having that as a young one, I can't remember the age, but I was going back and forth to my father's, and real phasing. And I don't say this because I have siblings that are my age still alive and all that, and people like, "Ooh, don't talk." I'm not on here to be worried about who I bust out and all this stuff. That's not, you heal from or you got a problem with it, come get at me. You know where I live. Everybody do. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you playing what do you call house, stuff like that. So it was real phasing on, I was a baby. We was kids, you know what I'm saying? But there were older, I had older siblings. Let's just put it that way. So, but I wasn't harmed. When I look in it, I wasn't harmed. I wasn't in a put in a situation where that I was traumatized by anything. What I do remember more is that I sucked my finger, right? And so now as I'm older, I bite on it, or it's a calming effect, right? So, and I had that, well, yeah, go ahead. So I remember my father, man, just trying to shit without cutting. When I was trying to keep this thing positive so I can make it a kids, but I guess I ain't gonna be able to do that. And I'm working on my profanity, y'all. Real talk. Um, but I remember him putting hot sauce, boo boo, whatever, for me not to suck my finger as a child. I remember that so vividly. That haunted me. No doubt. No harm like hit me or something like that. Just doing antics. So I stopped. I'd be sleeping, wake up, house house be. I'm like, like, I go clean it off. Hey, sleep out, huh? So he couldn't stop it. And so in California though, I was exposed to sex, just sex. We forgive me if I wrote notes because I don't want to be rambling. Um, my first like exposure. My mom, of course, being um, one of the karmics, bro. Your mom was a karmic. It's like, hey, teach so she probably would, but uh, she going through the this is exactly what it was, going through the trials and tribulations of dealing with black men and not being successful with them. She went to the white side, and so or lighter skinned of brothers, that's what we say because they us. um And so the first one was Michael, and Michael, Michael was that guy. Michael worked at a dope film store, had all the dope films, all the dope tapes, and all that. This was VHS. So Michael would bring a stash of videos of him and mom doing their dope thing. And be honest to me, I wouldn't know nothing because I'm doing me whatever. And but they would get sloppy, you know. And they probably was smoking on that stuff because Michael was a hippie to the degree and hair everywhere. That's when I started understanding it, and she started teaching me about uh, our lighter skinned brothers and sisters, and putting me in here with books that would correlate origins and stuff like that. So they left some videotapes on the day. One day he left his stash up under the bed, and one of my chores was to clean the house and clean her bedroom, vacuum, and make her bed if she didn't have to make her bed. And so I was glad to do that because that gave me a chance to snoop around the room, right? And your boy was a thief, yes. Yeah, your boy was a five figure discount guy, man. Shoot, yeah, I was sticky fingers. But I think some of y'all already knew that though, but anyway, um. So found the tapes, man. Popped the tape in, man. And I was, oh my, that was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. I remember the video and everything. That said Vanessa Del Rio and Tom Brady. That was his name at the time. Yeah. So like some of you can sit out there and remember actors and all that. Man, you take me in that door. All the old school. I tell y'all to name all the food. Watch all that. So, I tell you, but like little kid. I think I was 6, 7. Yeah, 6, 7. And my best dude Gustavo. Like I said, I just grew up around Mexicans, and I was a black dot. I had a mulatto friend across the street, Thomas. But me and Thomas would fight because he's too much alike and with nobody else around. And our parents, his dad stayed with him, and our mom and dad. His mom was black, and she stayed in Richmond. So I would go out there sometimes with him, and but that's another story. I get it. That's how it relates you to the gang bang life. But I was intrigued by the tape, so I just spread the news to my little clique people that I was running with. Man, y'all gotta see this. Man, you gotta see this. I said it was 6, 7. So yeah, they cut. Oh man, it was just like wide open. Them two, just like deers in the dead height. So we showed it, one of our older dudes. Name, I won't say his name. He's like, here we are, 6, 7. So he probably about 12. Yeah. So he's the oldest of the cats. And so man, we learned how to circle jerk. That's just what it was, bro. We had all in the cow, had one of them, and it was at my house because and I hate to tell that, but like your boy grew up, I see why a lot of stuff that I went through, because I didn't, I recognize it, but it didn't shine on me that who I was to what I came from didn't line up with, it didn't make a difference because they was gonna treat me that anyway because of who I am. And what I correlate that to is no, I didn't grow up with no silver spoon in my mouth or nothing like that, but I didn't grow up poor, nowhere near that. More middle class, she did that, you know what I'm saying? So in that, everybody come to my house, had TV, VCR, all that kind of stuff. One time, kids didn't have VCR and all that stuff. And probably could have had a lot more if I stayed out of trouble. But I ran away from, like, having them finer things. My friends had Ataris and stuff like that, and I didn't give a dang, saying stuff like that. So, yeah, we circle jerking, learning sexuality, boys. Never touch each other, nothing like that. But true to myself, I step out. The older person used it for an advantage. I was, like I say, my mom at the time below us stayed two men that were in a relationship, and we was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? She was cool with them. Then boom, boom, and they never touched me or anything. Baby, believe you see who I am now. I was just a younger person. Just you better not touch me. My mom, you know what I'm saying, type like that. You know what I'm saying, all that stuff. So never touched, never. They treat me like I was their child. You know what I'm saying? I went everywhere with, they like that's our second baby. That's our, our son, and his mom just working, and so they treated me well. And so this older person that hung around us seen a lot of stuff, right? And so trying to reflect how I got in that spot. Curious. So we watching stuff, and so half the time one of them tapes hit in, right? So you getting curious, you know what I'm saying? You 6, 7 years old. This is where I understand with some children how the psychology um, of child's not aware of their sexuality and stuff can vert, right? Because I was put in that situation. This older person seen the stuff and like we can do that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I ain't never, just like, what do you mean? Like, and I think it was more or less like, okay, how I was looking at it, he different. Like, you see what I'm saying? Color wise and size wise, we was little kids. And this person was a bigger person, you know what I'm saying? So I was just more in that mode, not as though like I'm finna go do something, you know what I'm saying, like that. So tried me, touch, you know what I'm saying? I gotta admit that. And then like, yeah, go ahead and I was like, what? You know what I'm saying, in that mode. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like just froze. And so tried more, like, but not aggressive because the person was around us. So you have to understand, the person was not, though they were older and bigger and stuff, they weren't like us little fools. Like we was like, we'll fight you in the dime. We fight bigger people. That's why when I moved to Texas, it didn't matter how big you was to me. This is what we do. You either good, you in or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So the person knew not to, be real aggressive with me because either I was gonna be like, want to fight, or, they knew I was gonna tell my mom, you sitting up there, trying to be, and you in my house, you know what I'm saying? So backed off because I was like, man, fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, in a state of, I was young, man, so I was like, I know it affected me a little bit, but it didn't affect me to like stop my, like, I didn't go tell my mom, or like, oh, this is what I did tell Gus, you know what I'm saying? Hey, like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Vince, like, you know what I'm saying, like that. But I didn't tell, like, it happened, what happened and stuff, and that was it. It wasn't like, oh, you traumatic, So, and it didn't turn me against um um those that prefer that side. It just didn't, because I had too many people around me. Like I say, my mom worked with that activist that was a that went to become a congressman. So I was around um, people of various sexualities and everything, and she was just teaching me. You just learn people. Don't learn them for who they am and not for what they choose and their choices and stuff. Because that's irrelevant. But who is the person? Because you never know. You might be involving yourself with the biggest, hardest person in the world, but yet this is what they choose on the side. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? So, and usually them are the biggest, hardest people. Imagine that. So we moved, came to the so hey, peep shows. If you understand California, you got back then in the '80s, longer, '70s, late '70s, peep shows, movie theaters, and all that stuff, and we was in them. We was sitting there watching, looking at men do this and do that, and um, you didn't see they wasn't running you off, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I remember so many times, what are you doing up in here? Looking at what you looking at. You say, don't get in trouble. And you just like, yeah, okay. It was a grooming effect. I tell people it was a grooming effect. So I'm getting in so much trouble that she's starting to put parameters around me that started to be effective, but she didn't know behind closed doors they were showing just clear signs of the clear open sexuality. So we had like 16-year-old and a 15-year-old that was down the street about 3 houses down, lighter skinned family, um, upper middle class because they had a swimming pool, um, big house, like 8-bedroom house, something like that. He's gonna find out in my understanding, somebody in that group either the family doing porn or somebody in there doing porn already. They're porn stars. So, how I found out, how I come to like, they watching me because their kids' mom was like, um, friends. My mom was a social worker, so they had a friend that was drugs or something, and my mom helped her out or something like that, and so they became pretty cool. All right. Um, so when I was getting so much trouble and stuff, the mother offered because she was good. She was cool to me. She'd give me snacks after cook and stuff after school and stuff to make sure I ate. And so yeah, my mom left me some food. She's like, well, you can come get this and that. So I said, okay. So she she offered my mom, we can watch them after school, Miss Elise and stuff like that. You know, keep and so that's what they did. So I stayed with their children under them, but they weren't always home. So we in the swimming pool and all that stuff. We out there and the young girl had a at this time I think I'm 9, 8, 9. Yeah, the young girl had a boyfriend who would come over, sneak over, or whatever. And the brother would, he'd be like he'd tell, but she would always pay him money not to tell. But there's the bedroom, their mom's bedroom, mom and dad bedroom. They had a big old bedroom. They had mirrors, top mirrors, like wow, like them raunchy hotels, like. But it was clean, it was nice. And the me and the brother was sneaking on them. We was trying to figure out what they was doing. They ain't nothing, he trying to get him some, I guess. And so we break in, we run around the house. So the brother's like, yeah, let me show you something. So now I'm 9. The brother like 14, 15. So I'm looking, like cameras, showing me cameras. They're already set up. Got the sliding door stuff set up. And you know them old style, I think they call shades or whatever that they put on so you don't get the light and all that stuff. They sitting over there in the corner, got several of them and stuff. Like, yeah, this is where my mom and dad be acting. I was like, cool. I mean, you're a kid, you're 9 years old. Now watch this. I'm watching porn though. Cause I just stole some of Mike's tapes. By this time, 9. We done got him at 6. By this time, I got me a stash in the bushes of tapes. Dude don't know what it is. So we learned sex, man. We learned the wrong type of sex, everything. All right. So, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together right then. No, I didn't. I can't sit there and lie. I just know I seen that stuff. I was like, wow, okay, y'all rich. That's what I remember. Like this stuff they had, cause they had mechanical stuff, stuff that you would get in the '80s. They had it, stuff like that already. So you got to remember, I was in Silicon Valley, so that's the creation of a lot of stuff that we whatever. So that was one view of something I remember, and then going to when I moved to Texas finally, just seeing the sexual exploitation of how what I would consider not no shots but country minded individuals, like I said in one of my videos, take care of home, and make sure you take care of home. And my father would say this too: take care of home, son. You can do what you want. A king do what he want out in the street. You ain't pay them bills and da da da. But she get out of hand, you might want to slap her. Like, talking about abuse your wife. Okay. So and that's what they did. That's what I see. I ain't seen nothing different. I had my Uncle James, I seen him do it different. You know what I'm saying? I seen through him. See, my Aunt Betty good. Really wouldn't know what's behind closed doors, but I know my Aunt Betty was a strong woman, so I don't think she was having that. And I seen other strong women that, well, my daddy was with, that, stood up on their own and like, nah, we ain't having that. So you seen spurts, but you seen the dynamic of men just abusing their manhood, I should say. Babies all having kids all over the place. It was like a badge of honor. It really was. It still permeates today. Young folks in these hometowns look up to people that, oh yeah, he ran right out, he got a baby by such, a baby by such, a baby by such. Oh, that's such a, and you got kids around here don't even know they kinfolk till they grown up. And they wonder why I say talk what I talk. That's insanity. It still happening today. Worse, we going back, we got kinfolk, messing with kinfolk, having kids by kinfolk. Man, stop. Wonder why these babies coming out retarded and mentally disturbed or something that not to your pleasing, because you can't be messing with your kinfolk. But that's what bring me to my understanding of why I get it. I'm not somebody who's gonna hide behind what I do. People shun me because I brought up masturbation, or because I'm free to talk about myself in a way that you call or you think that's demonized or you think that's inappropriate or whatever, but you will not. It confuses me. You can sit here, look at me, and demonize my doing, but you will not look at your brother, you will not look at your sister on the demonic bad behavior they do. Though one side prescribed in their little book that it's okay to lay with a 13-year-old and little kids, they're able to do that because, go look at your research, they put it in their law long time ago. We just don't read, we just don't look. But that's their race of people that are allowed to do that. And I won't even speak on it because they know who I'm talking about. And if you don't, you the dummy. I mentioned one of the cat's name, prominent director. Yeah. But he able to get away with that because they prescribe their jurisdiction like that in their book. And yeah. Some of us black folks, some of us those skin folks that's this color but not really your kinfolk, they understanding that now. They know, oh, okay, this why it's okay for me to be with this little boy or be with this little girl or whatever. But it ain't necessarily for them. They just going off of it because it's been done by another race in history. So they think, hey, well, they doing it, you can't do it. You're not supposed to be doing it. They ain't even supposed to be doing it. But they choose to prescribe that, so if they put it in the law of book, then it's okay to do. It makes it okay for them to do. But it's not okay under the real almighty of God. But you say she, he, we're not going to get into that. But we understand right from wrong. Why do I lead to that? Because many of us shun our sexuality because it's been purposely done for you to shun your sexuality. Do you not understand that? Do you not realize that you're on the plantation that does not want the bunny rabbits to grow? They don't want you chickens to keep, they don't like that when you procreate and have a whole bunch of kids and now procreate they bud. No. Why else you think they continue to allow these schools to go under defense and allow people to get killed and shot. And I don't say this stuff to hurt anybody who lost their loved ones. I say this out of pure passion to fix the problem. If you gotta put up fences and walls around the school and have metal detectors in 1 and 2 entries in and out, then we got to do what we gotta do, because at least we saving our babies, ain't we? But you thought this system was designed to save you. This system don't want to change. This system sees that the star seeds, the intelligence, the understanding that's coming through your women, through you women, supreme goddesses, it ain't got to take no more than within 10 years of its life, 5 to 10 years, to know what it is and what its purpose is on this world. That's why they continue to allow your kids to die and put them in harm's way. They're not trying to save your children, your youth. They're trying to destroy your youth. Why else would they lower the level of a youth to make their own decisions? Why else they trying to do that? You don't need no parental guidance. And a lot of us are cool with it, because a lot of us was raised like that. Grand Rising. So you wonder why he know who he know and why he say who he think he is. Because as I ran through the gauntlets as a youth, having visions, hearing people, minds. Listen to me. Being protected by things I ain't know, but I knew. As I was out there doing demonstrous things, and the cops had so many times up to the age 14 to put me down. So many times. So many times. Y'all, I ran through a Walgreens with a van. Running from cops. Running, jumping, all that. Never shot us. I caught all 50-50. 51, 50-50 I lost. Never shot me. Never beat me up. Never took. I would hear all the horror stories. Kinfolk and NCAL, you know, they beat you to take you down. Never. I can't lie and tell you that, man. When I scrolled that lady that last time, and I heard her, man, I don't know all that stuff. I knew. Oh, man. These fools for the wood, my. Just shook their head. One of them said, you up now. I said, dang. And I did. It was about singing the white. Then going in and out of that juvenile hall, man, it's grooming. You either gonna be they're gonna turn you like that, cause baby, they try you in there. And I was on my 10 toes right there. Real talk. You ain't sticking nothing in me, and I don't like that. So I was on my 10 toes. They wonder why, hey, that's what helped me in sports and helped me focus and so like that. I had that's another one. So we get to Texas, man. We doing us sexuality, knowing better. I couldn't dog out women. So you ground there, I'm around there, but around sexuality, but I never had that temper to the heightened level of sexually abusing anybody, sexually abusing women, sexually abusing kids, stuff like that. That never permeated with me. though the behavior was around me, and you see people choking people and hitting people and stuff like that, I just never prescribed to that. I had an unbalanced relationship with my first wife. We were young, and yeah, we fought. It was physical, so we both understood that. She wasn't no back down and no punk, little fiery person, fiery spirit, and shout out to her. But um, quickly learned from that yeah, that's not who I am or who I want to be. Uh, we go into the sexual magic that one possesses. I grew up too in an era where there was a lady named Dr. Ruth, little old lady. My mother loved watching her. She was very open about sex. Right? She was teaching the communities and stuff about sex and stuff like that. And me being that king curious cat, my mother didn't show no way. She allowed me to listen. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was right or wrong, that's for you to decide. But I felt it was all right, especially that I was already looking at it and all that, and hadn't performed. That was one thing. Haven't been with nobody like on a sexual with another person, so had to some couple of things, and then had the point where that one of her girlfriends had an older daughter. But I talked about that in one video where she like masturbated me off, and I shot my first time, and I was like, whoa, kind of was a big release in my mind. Of course, that made me fall in love. I think with myself of going, oh, that's all you can do this yourself. You can, and explode like that, and just like I was just open. Um, Having that experience just took me. I don't know. I just. Um, just opened doors to other experiences, basically. Started having girlfriends and stuff like that, but no physical, just attraction. Attraction. Yeah. Didn't get physical until when we moved to Texas, and experienced like every other young virgin and stuff. But was very hypersexual. So when I hear somebody like Hillary Clinton say, "Yeah, them black, African Americans are sexual predators, hyper," she ain't lying. We are because we're the original. And you want to get all into who this, all that. We are. Um, Understanding the power of it, coming intuition of it is. Some people thought it was necessary for them to send me YouTube clips of how Magic Johnson and Worthy would go at halftime and run trains on cheerleaders and then go back and win championships and all that stuff. I didn't need that energy because I understood quickly. Man, golly, when you do this and you think of something, it's like, what I'm saying? Or you, when you're doing it, you can allow yourself to go anywhere, which I can. Um, I'll open a little bit of Pandora's box. I think I was able to articulate that you don't necessarily your bond. They get your brain the things that you look at or things that you see as wow. How did they make the DVR and all that stuff is based off of your mental aspect of what you can create yourself and your mental aspect and how you can roam. If you can think it, you can see it. You're doing it. That's just reality. All right. Some of us don't think that, but that's facts. Um, so when I started quickly understanding it, you don't necessarily have to be with somebody to be with somebody. It's power. It's power. Even being in the understanding how the spirits work and understanding that you don't have to necessarily have to see to be involved with things or connect. You just have to be understand that the source has you under that. I don't know, eye, watch, whatever. How you look at it. It's power when you come into it. So I wasn't really all the way into it. And I know when I came into it is when, as I said on one of his too, is when I was on that football field. I was in college. And I guess I hit somebody so hard that it like, I don't think I had a concussion, but I think I know for a fact it was like I wasn't unbalanced because I still could go to my position. But I did not feel like I was there, like that person like doing this. And so at one moment I felt I was like here looking down on that person. It was crazy. It was crazy. And from then on, and some of my college buddies can relate. From then on, it was the last season I had. From then on, I didn't play the same. I didn't play the same. I was scared to like guard fast because I was never fast. I was quick and I was savvy. I was athletic, so I could get people off balance, boom boom, and hang with them down, hug them, whatever. So when I had that incident, I started realizing my game started falling off and stuff like that because I wasn't in my body. It was my spirit was like, what I know now is this is not it. You think this was your path to? Because at that point, I was a junior and I was like, shoot, I want to go try a bigger school next year and see if I can make it to the NFL or something like that, or even stay with that school and try. Cause we had a couple people that went to tryouts, like Rock went to Raiders, and so we had people that and we had a coach that could do that. So the aspirations were there and the power. I put the work in for it, but when I had that happen to me, I quickly started understanding this ain't your calling. And then to get kicked out of school, because I got kicked out of school for a semester for having premarital sex. So imagine that. Because it was at a Free Methodist college. So I understood the power of sex. So that shouldn't be shocking to too many people, because some of y'all that watch understand the power too, because you using sex rituals and stuff like that, blood moon, all that stuff, So you now can correlate with somebody I already knew at a young age. I just didn't think it was extraordinary. I really didn't. I thought this is something some people know, and didn't trip. Really didn't. I didn't. And that's my naivety. So my spirit all this time has been telling me, through that experience, I understand that helps so many youth, so many people that's been entangled with their sexuality and with things they've been through and things like that, and it's held them down, chained them down not to go forward and be their best they can be. That's what it means to me to be chosen. Chosen to do what? Not be afraid to use yourself as an example, like fully. Go beyond and beyond what people would imagine you would share with the world. Not worrying about what naysayers and hoo-ha and all this say, because does that really matter? Because when you die, they going with you? Who going with you? Understanding that this ain't the here and here all. What you see is just the vessel speaking to other vessels, saying, hey, look, lift yourself up. Start worrying about what people say and how they look at you and all that stuff. You did this, you did that, you did that. You. So you get you grab you. Don't worry about everybody else. Ain't nobody else. It's you. Being at a time now and in a point where that so much savagery behavior, what are we talking about? That lower nature of us that we all fell down here, came down here to experience. That it now is turned into the Babylon that was destroyed, probably. You know what I'm saying? I say probably because some want to believe in it, some don't. I don't know. How you look at it? Have we gotten there? Are we there? Yeah, we are. Sex used to be that thing that was sacred and too private to yourself, to that individual, to the people, to that group even. Keep behind closed doors, that's yours. But now we didn't open the doors without we wondering why our relationships are where they are, because if your wife running out the house in scampy clothes, see-through clothes and all that stuff, what the hell you expect? The other man gonna want that. That's why in forums, I could tell somebody if there was a religion now to go back to, it would be Islam because they protect and understand, and the woman understands their power, their superiority, the power of the woman. So then women, you look at them women and she covering herself up. She coming, yeah, because she understands her power. Of course, every man gonna want you if you walk out the house with scampy clothes. And we know you do that. Y'all do that because you want their attention. We get that. But there's some women out there you want, why? Because you have to understand your power. You built us for this. To be attracted to you, to love on you, all that. So for us not to show you attention, that'd be against our law. It damn sure against mine. If I don't talk to about 20 of y'all when I leave the house, man, I done messed up today. And I ain't talking about I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Just say hi. You the most powerful thing. You the energy. You the source. Yes, sir. I don't want to divest off what I'm talking about because I want to stick it on me and why I do what I do. I understand that I've allowed myself to get to at least 80, I'll say 75, 75% over there into the left side of me, my feminine side, which many of you see. I've shown nothing less. So that's what I stay in my balance, and I don't get upset about my same side being attracted to me and sending me emails and you beautiful and I wish we could get up and I know. That's all I say is I know. You know how the world works, man. I recognize my beauty within it. That's what I do. I compliment myself. I say, man, that's good. You're doing some good things. Because it's not what you like that I'm after. I'm after your thinking. I'm after you restricting yourself. So I know that I'm going to attract my same sex because they're the most unrestricted human beings on earth. That's what I'm talking about. Those in my side understand sexuality maybe too much because that's why they do what they do, but that's to he or her. That's not me to judge them because who do I say if that's what they're doing is right or wrong? I ain't here for that. You have to find your own balance in that. I know what's right for me. Why do you put yourself out there, God? Because I showed you I'm gifted to gab. I am. And the things I want to gab about is not superficial. It's not things to put on the show. Quickly started realizing long time ago that I'm a magnificent healer. You come in my presence, I'm affectionate. I'm giving. Yeah, I'm disciplined. Not tolerant of a lot of bull, but accepting. I bend. Play cards right with me, and I'll run life for you. I do anything, okay, now start your support channel. You can't change the world and be a fear of what the world know about you. You can't want a brighter utopia in this lifetime and be in fear of what the world dig up about you. You think I don't know a lot of y'all been in my past? Those that want to try to hurt somebody, bring a guy to his knees. You messed around and you got the right one, she said. I told her, she told me, brought me down there. I gave one F, but she actually gave me two. You'll have no filter, and you'll have no fear. Thank you. Thank you all to play the part. Thank you. Good, bad, on the sideline. Those that love you, all of them, man, all of us. Your greatest fear is yourself. I proved that today. I got nothing to fear no more, man. So that's why you sit right here with me looking in this relic yard, you know what I'm saying? Because I deadened the Sean that you want to bring up. Somebody asked that question, like, what would you do if somebody brought stuff up in your past? Now you know what I do. My past can't haunt me no more. I tell you, the demons, the balls, the chains. But that's what this system designed to do. Hold you up under their Ponzi scheme and monopoly, blackmail you, put you in a bond, put you in debt. So you get out there and do stuff that you against your will, against your will, because you have willpower. Shame you. They think they own the key to the shame game, to the blackmail game. You got me messed up, yo. My God got that. My almighty. How I know? Because I know this is going to resonate with so many. It's going to turn some off. That's what it's supposed to do. Because I don't need everybody around me. I damn sure don't need everybody loving me no more. I need to cut my circle down. Because now seeing the game to be played is when you playing that chess game, you playing with a partner, Sean? Or you playing against an opponent? I don't play no partners. I don't play with partners when I'm playing chess. So what's that telling you, son? If you ain't got somebody like-minded like you, same level with you, then you need to keep playing by yourself. Especially if they don't know nothing about no chess. And I know this gonna cut some of my choices down. Because I am who I am. But I understand my habitual habit to send people to think that, oh, he addicted to that. Nah, it's just a understanding of what's necessary for me right now. Because to be honest with you, if I didn't have the tools in my life to milk my energy, keep me at a level where that I don't hurt nobody, don't hurt myself, I'm good. But I ask everybody to look in their mirrors too. Because it's usually the ones that's just throwing the stones, that the ones that don't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you sexual, you know, you on schedule with your sex, and you only do it this particular way, and you don't really know nothing about sex, and you've been molested. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? This usually, you know, got the pent up nose, or I'm so holy and now, and God say don't do this, and God, who the hell, how you know? But I close because if I can show you the moment that I opened up about what I do and how she said, I'm going to, because like I said, I watch what I watch, but I don't watch people masturbating, you know what I'm saying? It's not it's not a thrill or whatever. It doesn't, like, oh, woo, you see that? I love the body, you know, I love looking at the form of a woman, but, maybe because I know what they're doing it for, you know what I'm saying? They purpose or whatever. But anyway, to have so many videos sent to me and just like flood, like, hey baby, hey, I'll do it with you. They doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Some in their car, some in their office. So, hey, we good. Miss me with all the, you know what I'm saying? Got you. I just opened up about it because I know what I know. I know what I know. Even you fools that's up there, I don't know. You be dabbling on your shit. You be tickling on it, so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're just not into it with it because you know you like the physical thing. I love the physical thing. I just can't be physical with anybody no more, man. I can't. My spirit won't let me. My heart won't let me. Just won't. Just won't. I've even tried. I tested it. It's like, no. Hell no. Come on, man. You get picky like that? You used to be out picky. That's okay. So, that's the Grand Rise, man. Real talk. I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave that shedded skin like that snake, like that cobra. I'm gonna leave it here, y'all, in the relics. So they're out, man. I ain't got nothing to hide no more. So since I ain't got nothing to hide, I've already made amends with things. Guess what? I can keep on going forward and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing and bound now. I can come out that cocoon state, huh? When they come out that cocoon state, what they go to? Shibby. Boy. Y'all hear that? Oh, they start to become butterflies. Yeah. Thank you for my wings.